Hey there, welcome to Monday Move, where we enhance your asana. Today we are working with Parsvottanasana or pyramid pose. So let's hop on our mat and get to it. All right, so I'm going to talk about two misalignments here, and they both come from the students trying to get their hands all the way to the ground when the ground is a bit too far away from them. So always please utilize the props to bring the floor to you so you can be in the strongest pose that you can be. So the first one that I will talk about is forward folding. I mentioned this back in Uttanasana, the classic forward fold, because this is also a forward fold. So as you're folding forward, you want to think about hinging at your hip joints, just like Uttanasana. So here I'm in the pyramid pose stance. I'm hinging at my hip joints. And then if the floor is too far away, where I have to really round to get my fingertips to the ground, I'm going to grab some blocks so I can keep my spine long. And then I'm going to continue to fold this way to the point of comfort. So again, don't try and round through your lower back. Notice the difference. This here, I'm trying to force my fingers to the ground just to get my hands there. But if I bring my hands up to some blocks, I can pull my chest forward, really hinge into my hip joint, and then fold a little bit deeper with a long spine. Okay? The second misalignment is keeping the back hip usually hikes up again if we're trying to get our hands to the ground. We want to think about keeping our hip point square to the short edge of the mat or whichever way you're facing. So with that, I'll kind of demo here. What that looks like is, again, if I'm trying to get my hands to it's easier to hike this back hip up and get my hands to the ground. So if my hip points were square, the difference would be pulling my back hip forward in line with my front hip, and then I can fold a little bit more aligned in this position. Okay? So now that you kind of have the two misalignments, let's kind of go step by step into this pose. So starting in your Tadasana, so a strong standing mountain pose. We're just going to take one leg back. I'm going to step my right leg back, maybe about 3 feet. And then I'm going to plant my heel, my right heel on the ground, slightly at an angle, not too far out, more of a steep angle. So just a slight angle of the back heel. Next, to really help square my hip points off, I'm going to internally spiral my right inner thigh back. Okay, so watch that. So if I'm standing towards you, this is me without engaging any of my back leg muscles. See how my hips are angled off to the side? I'm going to now activate my inner thigh muscle of my back leg, and I'm going to roll it back towards my bookcase. So with that activation, my hip points already start to point forward. Keep grounding through your back heel as you rotate your inner thigh behind you. And then that's when we're going to start to fold. So I'm going to come back to your lateral view. I'm grounding through my back heel. My back inner thigh is rolling back behind me. I get internal spiral. My hands are at my hips. I'm scooping up my belly, and I'm keeping length in the small of my back. I'm going to exhale. I'm going to start by just folding halfway. And I'm really working on feeling my hip points staying square. So really, my right hip point is pulling forward. My left hip point is pulling back. I'm keeping a nice long spine as I get about halfway. I'm going to find blocks and stay here for a while to allow my body to notice the stretch here. I'm still rolling my back inner thigh behind me. And then once that stretch kind of starts to give, now I'm going to work, if I can, into a little bit deeper of a forward fold. I'm still pulling my right hip point forward, my left hip point's rolling back. I'm grounding through my back heel, and now I'm going to relax my head and maybe adjust the blocks so my hands and arms can relax a little bit more as well. And then to come up, inhale back to your halfway. Soften into your front knee, and then press into your front foot and back heel to stand and step together. Let's go through the second side. So I'm going to step my left foot back, ground my back heel at an angle, and press firmly through the outside of my back heel. Internally spiral my back thigh bone, scoop up the belly, hands to the hips. Exhale, fold forward halfway, left hip point forward, right hip point back. Once I'm at halfway, I'm going to find my blocks and stay here and feel my hamstrings slowly start to soften. Take one more inhale, and with this exhale, maybe deepen your fold. Again, don't let the spine round. Don't take your collarbones in towards your belly button. Keep your collarbones reaching forward and take them down towards your toes. Relax the head. Maybe adjust the height of the block so the hands and arms can relax fully. And then to come out, softly bend into your front knee. Press into your front foot, your back heel, and stand. Exhale, step together. All right, so that's Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. So remember, don't force your hands to the ground. That's when misalignments happen. Think forward fold, so hinging at our hip joints, and think hip point square. So always, whichever leg is stepping back, you really want to keep pulling that hip point back forward and internally rotating your back leg to help keep that hip point square. All right, so go ahead and practice pyramid pose. Let me know what you think by using the comment section below. Like, share, comment this video so more people can learn the basics of yoga and so more people can feel more comfortable coming to yoga classes. All right, so enjoy the rest of your Monday. Always feel free to jump on my website, katieschliefwellness.com, for more information and my schedule and everything else that I do. So have a great day. Namaste.